Man, what's the dealio, y'all? Hey, look, check this out. You already know today we got another what? Banger. All right. We got another banger today, man. We got a trade of the day today. We smacked the market, right? We put the smack down on the market, all right? We smacked it and we spanked the market like it owed us something. All right. In the Discord, I did my thing today. I called 3 trades today. In the Discord, I was 3 for 3. We did our thing today, all right? So we're gonna unpack it, we're gonna go through it, and I'm gonna show y'all how I smacked on this trade. It was $120 on Boeing, all right, ticker symbol BA, all right, and I did it in 2 minutes. Now, obviously, I could have stayed in, made more money, blah, blah, blah. But we don't complain about how much money we could have made. We happy at the money we made, all right? So before we get into this video, I want to say be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and I want you to understand you could become your own bank, all right? You can become your own bank. The way you become your own bank is understand the game of percentages, all right? You can, if I go to the bank and I give them $1,000 and I say, hey, give me a 12% return on my money in 3 minutes, they cannot do it. We doing that every single day in the stock market. That's why this stuff is so powerful, and that's why you need to learn this stuff and master it so you can come in the market every single day and print you some money. All right? Real talk. This is how you play the game. Before we go any further in this video, let me interrupt this video really quick just to shout out a couple people in the community, in the Discord, because it makes my heart so full seeing people being able to change their life. So really quick, let me show you something. I want to shout out our guy Q. Today was his first $100 day, right? When he started, he was making $5 in a trade, $10 in a trade. Now he's smacking AMD for $124. He made almost $200 today. All right, so shout out to you, Q, if you're watching this. We also got Marley hit 238. Markel, bro guy, he hit 40. Baba, she hit 53 on Baba puts, 11% on Alibaba. He hit another Baba put. We got Tesla for Andres. Jay, 3%, 10%, 8% trades. Shopify put, I call it that one. Palantir, 14%. All right, we are our own banks up in here. All right, she hit Shopify, Shopify. Y'all see all of this? Shopify. All right, we got so many testimonials in here, y'all. All right, 150 on Nvidia, 3% growth on his whole account total. All right, 4 trades, all winners, 4%, 3%, 4%, 3%. All right, 9%, 5%. 11%, 257 on SPY. All right, this is how we get down. All right, so be sure to join the Discord if you have not already. This will change your life. So we're gonna go over Boeing. I might show y'all a Shopify trade too that I took, or a Alibaba. I'm gonna talk about the Alibaba because I missed my entry on Alibaba. I was mad. I tried to get filled. It was started going down. I missed my entry. I didn't want to chase it. It was a beautiful setup. All right. I'm going to show y'all that one too, but we're going to talk about Boeing. All right. So we got it pulled up right here. We got BA April 10th, which is today. As you can see, it was $119.59. All right. Now, on this trade, I got 3 contracts. Each contract was $370. All right. And that's $1,100 for 3 contracts. So I put $1,100 in this trade. And then I sold it for $410. Okay. And I made $120, paid Weeble's fees. That came out to $119.59. I was up about $155 on the trade. I tried to get filled. The price was a little too high. I didn't get filled. I had to modify my order. I got filled, and that's why it was right here. It really would have been like a 14% trade, and I'm a little mad about that. But once again, we don't complain, right? This is a 11% return on my money in 2 minutes. I am not mad at that, all right? I always say, make sure you balance out your greed and your fear. You will go crazy always thinking about how much money you could have made. And then you start to lose sight on how much money you actually ended up making. And then what that does is it makes you ungrateful. So then you go into the market tomorrow and you lose money because you were so focused on how much money you could have made and you wasn't focused in being grateful on how much money you actually made. All right? Understand what I'm saying right here. Stop being ungrateful. It's people that's working 8 hours just to make $110 before taxes, and you made $120, $130 in a span of 2-3 minutes. All right? You're getting 10% return on your money in a couple minutes. That is a blessing. All right? Trading is a privilege. It is not a right. Because not everybody can trade. Not everybody has the money to trade. Not everybody has the tools to trade. All right. So if you're trading, you got to really be thankful and grateful for where you at, because it is a privilege and is not a right. All right. You earn this. So be grateful for where you at. All right. So we went over the play. I was only in that play for 2 minutes. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go to the charts, and I'm going to show you guys what the setup was and what was going on. All right. So let's get it. All right, y'all. So we got Alibaba, and let's go to Boeing. All right. All right, cool. So this trade started off yesterday, okay? Obviously, yesterday was a crazy day. Boeing went from here, from 142, all the way up here, right? Came up, gapped down a little bit, tried to come up, and then it started to come down, right? So as you can see right here, this right here is the pre-market lows, okay? So what I'm gonna do is so right here, I'm gonna mark this for you so you can see it. So this level right here, okay, is pre-market lows. All right. So we gonna put in pre-market lows right here, pre-market lows, okay? Now, when you see pre-market lows like this, I said if I could break below these pre-market lows right here, we could really, come down pretty strongly, okay? Now, look what happened. Boeing came below these pre-market lows right here, right? And then look what happened. It broke below this on this candle right here on the 15-minute. And so what did I do? I entered in right here because I saw all of this. This is an irrational move in the stock market, right? Which means that when you have an irrational move, that means that it's going to come back and retrace, okay? So I said, all right, cool, let me get in. So I waited for this candle to open up. It opened up, it came up a little bit, and I sniped it, all right? I sniped it. I entered in right here. Okay, that was my entry point on this candle. I entered in right here, entry. All right. And then I literally just rolled it down. I rolled it down. Now, here's what happened. In real time, so when we're looking back on this, hindsight is always 20/20. The perfect answer is you should have stayed into right here, right? It didn't look like it was doing that. So because I was writing puts, there was not a green candle yet, okay? So I was being cautious of the pullback. So I said, if I see a good play, I'm going to enter in that good play, and then I'm going to get out. I'm going to collect my 10, 15% and be done with it. Okay? So I got in right here. It came down, and I was up about, like I say, about 14% or so. I tried to get filled. I ended up getting 11% on this trade, and I exited right here at the bottom of this candle. Okay? So I exited right there because I was like, it could potentially do this right here on this candle, after this candle, because we got 1, 2, 3, 4 red candles, right? I don't want to ride puts when I'm seeing 5, 6 red candles because it hasn't pulled back yet. So I always say, if you're going to get in puts, make sure you wait for a green candle so that it pulls back first and then it could keep going down. Or make sure if you're going to ride up calls and you're not getting in at the beginning of that trade, make sure you see some red candles so you get in on a pullback as well, right? So that's the philosophy. So because I didn't see any green candles, I knew I was going to be in this trade very quickly, okay? So got in right here at the top, like closer to the top of the wick, got out at the bottom of this candle, quick 11% trade, simple as that. Could have stayed in right here, but at the time, I was playing defense. I did not want this to reverse on me and then a green trade go red. All right. So that's how we did that one. Now, let's look at what we did with Alibaba real quick. It was right here, came up. I saw this candle right here. It was under the VWAP. I literally tried to enter. It started to come down. I did not get in. It came down about right here. I did not want to chase it because I said it could potentially reverse back on me. So I did not chase that. I ended up getting into Alibaba when it came right here because this was below the pre-market lows. So I entered in right here and I made about 8% on that trade. But if I would have got in right here and wrote it down, that would have been like a 60% trade, right? So I ain't mad at it, but that's just something that happened, all right? Sometimes you don't get filled on your orders and sometimes you miss entries, okay? But it is what it is. So that's how we smacked Boeing. And then that's something I just wanted to share with you on Alibaba, right? Sometimes you're gonna miss your entries. It is what it is, okay? You gotta learn how to start embracing the things that you can't control sometimes. You gotta start learning how to embrace the things that aren't always the best. Oh, I missed my entry. Today's a horrible day. No. Oh, I got filled and I could have made more. I'm mad. No. Do you understand how grateful you need to be trading every single day, being able to print hundreds and thousands of dollars every single day in the stock market when people is losing money every day? Understand how grateful you should be right now. I am extremely grateful, and I just want to put that out there in the world and in the energy how grateful I am, because there are people that is losing money every day in the stock market. There are people that can't even trade because they don't have the finances. There are people that can't trade because they don't have the patience or the discipline, and I have all of that, and I'm profitable and I'm making money. So I'm like, I am grateful for the thing. So just because I miss an entry, I'm not mad at it. Just because I could have made 200 on a trade and I make 150, I'm not mad. You know why? Because I'm grateful to be here. All right. I want you to understand that gratitude is going to take you a long, long, long way. All right. So with that being said, I hope that helped you. All right. And also, always remember, get out of your head and get into this world, because your head is a dangerous place to live. All right. And always remember, the more you study, the less you worry. I'm going to see you guys on the next video. Peace.